Hello, welcome to the Wiltshire Caravans handover video for this Swift Challenger 530 SE. It's a 2016 model. We'll go around, generally as I always do on these, we'll go around to the back to start with, just to point out all the features and the external parts. As it's raining, we won't take too long doing this one today on the outside. So, grab handles, just obviously for shifting things about. Light cluster, so that's for your indicators, your reversing lights, fog lights, running lights, etc. Brake lights. You do have a high line brake light up there as well. And the corner steadies are accessed from under here. Okay, space for your number plate, and obviously the most important thing on here is that sign. Okay, so coming round, yeah, that's it. You zoom in, my boy. Right, so first place we get to on this side, on the off side, is the toilet area. So this part, I've unlocked all the lockers and everything that I need to just for ease of use. But this is where your toilet fluid for the flush goes in. Whether you use the pink fluid, you can use blue fluid, or you can just use water. It's entirely up to you. But it goes in there. So it's a little bit difficult to pour anything into there. I just used to use an old 2-litre pop bottle, where I'd fill it up with a tiny amount of pink fluid, then top it up, pour it in, don't have to worry about it. The actual cassette itself is the standard Thetford cassette. So this does come out by lifting that up and pulling that out. You must ensure, before you do that, that the inside of the toilet, the flap is closed. Otherwise it sticks and it's very difficult to get out. Okay. Normal things with the cassette, take it around like a trolley dolly. So you'll get some comments when you're taking it around on the campsite. To empty, this funnel goes forward. Take the lid off; it just comes off. I'm not going to, because obviously don't need. There's nothing in there at the moment. Then take this over the receptacle and press that button there. That will ensure that any airlock or any air pressure is released, and that should help the flavour flood out. At that point, you'll want to rinse this out. So slide that back, open the flap, water, rinse, rinse, rinse. There's usually a small hose pipe there on all the sites. Close that up, do that up, put that back on, rinse, rinse, swill, swill, swill. Take the lid off. Remember to put the lid somewhere safe. You don't want that falling into the hole. And then repeat the process just to clean it out. You'll then want to put either the blue fluid or the green fluid, depending on if you're using organic. Each one of these lids has markers on it saying how much to put in. The bottle will tell you how much you need to put in, or the recommended amount. And then sometimes people say to dilute that. That's entirely up to you. Never did myself, because I always knew I was going to dilute it fairly quickly anyway. But then slide that back in, close it in, and that's fixed. Now, particularly for winterizing, you'll want to empty all fluids that aren't part of the glycol system, but all fluids out the caravan. The reservoir may still have some in. Underneath, I don't know if you've got that there, there's a little pipe. Literally push that out. I can't get to it. Oh, it's coming. That's because I'm going the wrong way. Bring that out. Take that bung out and empty it into a bucket. And that will just make sure gravity works on that. That will just empty everything out for you. There. Simple as that. I would suggest always locking these as well, because if someone has left their lids or dropped it into the blue-brown hole, they might want to get that out. They might want someone else's. So, next bit, 2 pipes. They're the waste outlets. So that's for what we call the grey waste. That's for the shower and your 2 sinks. So your bathroom and your kitchen sink. Okay. This particular van's not fitted with a motor mover, so I don't need to waffle on about that. The wheels, alloy wheels, single axle caravan. The wheel nuts are torqued up to 130 Newton meters. I can't stress how important it is to make sure you check those regularly. The recommendation used to be every journey. It's not every journey now. They just say do it regularly, according to Alco. However, do check them, because the last thing you really want to do is one wheel on your wagon doesn't work well with a single axle caravan. Okay, so next part. Oh, while we're here, let me just point you to the radio aerial. Oddly enough, that's the aerial for the radio. It is genius. Helps if you put the right key in, Andrew. Right, so here we are, dirty great big battery. So this is a 110 AH battery. This is where the electric hookup is. So obviously we'll show you all this on your handover, but the electric hookup goes in there. Very simple. This one's got an external aerial point, so you may come to some sites whereby the signal strength isn't very good, and the site already have set up some aerials for you. Right, water pump goes in there, and I need to go and get the water pump to show you how that goes in. Right, water pump. Okay, so this is a trigger action on this water pump. The pump itself is an internal water pump. So all you've got on the end is the filter. So this bit goes into your aqua roll. This bit literally just pushes in and clicks in. That bit in your aqua roll, happy days. Okay, simple as that. To take the pump out, literally little trigger. When I say little trigger, I don't mean from Only Fools and Horses. Little trigger and it just pulls straight down. Okay, so there's your water pump. This part is the exhaust area for the, I'll just put that back, for the Alder heating and hot water. So if you're running gas, that's just the exhaust port. And of course underneath there's your corner steadies on the front of the van. Shut this down. Okay, so at the front, 3 windows, big sunroof at the top, more grab handles for easy manoeuvrability. Gas locker itself, unlock, opens, simple as that, and opens quite nice and high. Okay, so you've got room for 2 gas bottles. There's obviously a spare wheel. We always supply with an electric lead. Obviously the water pump we've already seen, a wheel brace and a corner steady winder. Okay, we set these up for propane. We can set them up for butane if that is your requirement. Thank you, Danny. You can ring my bell. Running on the Alco chassis. We have got a separate, if you're not used to caravanning, we do have a separate video for hitching up. Very simple. Handbrake, jockey wheel. We always put hitch locks on our vans here. If you've bought a starter pack, this is the kind of hitch lock you'll get with it. Hitch stabilizer. This one doesn't have the ATC, but being a small lightweight van, shouldn't be too problematic. I would just say keep to the speed limits for caravanning and you'll never have a problem. Anyway, continuing on this side, on the near side, outlet for a gas barbecue. So you just need the connector, a couple of meters of pipe, happy days. You've also got on this side an outside electric point. So if you've got an awning, you can run the power into your awning. Nice and handy. Vents for fridge, freezer and for the fridge. Important information: on all caravans you will find a weight plate. So on this weight plate, this gives us lots of details, the model, the VIN. So you often hear that is called the CRIS number. So that's the individual reference number. Massing run in order, so what this van would be empty, but with 2 gas bottles in. Oh no, a single gas bottle in, sorry. And the MTPLM, that's the maximum plated weight. So the maximum this caravan is allowed to be. So if you were pulled over by the police, the caravan has to be under that weight. It also tells you your tyre pressure, which on this particular vehicle is 62 psi, which sounds quite high, but that, it is a you're only running on 2 wheels, and it's quite a lot of weight. And it does say the wheel torque is 88 for the spare wheel, what's in the front, and for the alloys 130 Newton meters. Okay, that is pretty much everything for the outside. Obviously we've got an awning light, you've got your marker lights on the down the bottom and at the top for the running gear. But now we're going to go inside. I'll tell you what, go on audience, you go inside first and I'll follow you, after you. So here we are, inside. Nice big lounge area. I mean, the beauty of these, the non-fixed bed caravans, is all the space is usable space. You haven't got that bed taking up a large surface area. But yeah, the downside is you have to make the beds up or sleep as singles, couple of sleeping bags, happy days. That would make me cheerful. Okay. You could, in effect with it, leave those beds that as a bed set up, or just 2 beds set up, because you can always eat here at the dinette. Now this dinette does convert into another bed. It also converts into a bunk bed. I'm not going to show you that today. That's something we'll show you on the day. Okay. Nice sized bathroom, full size shower. Actually, I'll get out of the way to see if Steven Spielberg can continue his... or is he going to scare himself by looking in the mirror? Coward. And toilet. As I was saying with the toilet, you'll know when that toilet needs emptying because a light comes on there. That will show up. That'll just have a little red light there saying that the toilet needs refilling. That's the flush part. I was saying about the flap, I suppose, is the best part of it. As you see, closed there. Slide across to open it, but make sure it's closed when you're going to empty that cassette. These are swivel toilets, so you can get yourself comfortable. Okay. Also in here, sorry, Danny, in here, wardrobe, but you does have the reservoir for the Aldi heating system. That's glycol and water, your TV aerial, and the aerial amplifier. Now with the aerial, when you get on site, push the aerial up, have a look, see where everyone else has got their aerial pointed to, set it up, then tune in your TV. Right, let's get on to the nitty gritty of how everything actually works in here. So, first thing I'm going to go take you through to do is I'm going to go by the front bench and under here we have the Sargent system. So there's a master switch. You have a system shutdown. So if you turn that shutdown, well, you've got individual shutdowns for the heating and hot water. Obviously they're on at the moment. Charger, that's for the battery. You can turn them off. You can isolate them. Not sure why, but you can. You also have a system shutdown. So if you're shutting this down over winter, turn it up. You shouldn't use any power whatsoever. However, still take your battery out and charge it up. See, power back on. And it all fires up. You've also got your fuses here and your breaker switches. Chances are, if you're on a site and you overload the power will probably go from the pole where you've plugged in outside. However, if you check that and the breaker is good, check in here. Whilst we're down here, we have got the drain down valve. Now the drain down valve is part of the water system, massively important for winter more than any other time. The hot water tank here, the Alda tank, holds about 8.5 litres of hot water. The pipes around the caravan also hold another probably 3 or 4 litres of water as well. So you could potentially be going around with an extra 12 to 15 kilos of water on board, which you don't need to carry that weight. But for winter, you want everything out. So that yellow tap there, in that position, is allowing water in from the aqua roll. To drain it down, literally lift that up vertically. I'm putting it back down horizontal, but lift it vertically, leave it open, and open all of your taps. That way, everything is drained down. like I say, you do not want any water in here over winter. If there's a chance of frost, as you know, water becoming ice expands and therefore can cause pipe damage. Don't want any of that. Okay, back to the front, or back to front. So whilst we've mentioned the Sargent system, there is also a master switch in here. So clearly power, well, it's not the master switch, it's the power on switch inside. So we know the system shutdown is now on. Power, press it up, there it goes. And you've got power. It's showing us the leisure battery at around about 14 volts, where we are plugged into the mains at the moment. Also, you've got water pump. So when you've got a full tank, well, full aqua roll, I should say, and you put the water pump in, as I showed you earlier, all you need to do, press water pump. You can probably hear that. I'm not going to run it dry, but that's as simple as that. Once then, that will immediately fill up the hot water tank to start with, and then come through to your pipes, through to your taps, I should say. Okay, very simple. View levels, all that does is just shows that particular level. Okay. Heating and hot water. We're in the UK. It is the 8th of July, and it is wet, cold, and horrible. It feels like autumn. Happy caravanning, everyone. But we do have the Aldi 3020 system in this caravan. So the hot water and heating is really efficient. So to turn the system on, literally press the power on button. It will go through its little spiel at the top. Right, first thing you'll see here is at the top it's circulating. So I've just turned the system on and it's saying that the fluid is circulating. We are plugged into the electrics at the moment. And currently the temperature inside here is 21 degrees. It feels about 15, but it is 21 degrees inside the caravan. So first thing we need to do is press menu. Get to menu at the top. That is telling us, well, asking us what temperature we want the minimum temperature to be. You can change that literally up or down, pluses and minuses. I can't imagine anyone wanting it at 30 degrees unless you're starting to, I don't know, grow orchids in here. Okay, so that's the temperature. Very, very simple. Whilst we're talking about temperature, there are options within the system for a night mode. So you can turn night mode on for the hot water and the heating. I'll turn it off. Very simple. You can set the temperature and the time you want that done. You've also got a day mode. Virtually the same sort of thing. However, let's just turn it all off. If you have set anything from the menu, and there's lots of things on here, which you'll probably go through yourself. I will be sending a video direct from Alda themselves. Well, it's on YouTube, but it's from Alda themselves, explaining everything about this system. However, if you have a big A there, that means we have an activated function. Press an activated function and we can see what it is. So let me show you again. A, activated function, and we've got, so the pump settings, we've got it in continuous or thermostatic. I will go to thermostat, and then you see that A is now gone. But if you set a night mode, day mode, there will be an A there. Press on the A to find out what it is. Quite straightforward. I probably make it sound a bit more complicated than it is. The second one down is the shower icon, but that's for your hot water. It's not just for the shower, that's for your hot water. Now, when that triangle is greyed out and there's nothing in there, no power to the hot water. Plus, you'll get half a triangle. That will give you enough hot water for 99% of the time. I've never had to do the boost. You can boost it by pressing the plus again, and that will then, for about 15 minutes, boost the power of the hot water, so you'll get hot water would heat up faster, but it will take all the power away from the heating. So it will use everything it's asking for on here just for the hot water. Whilst we're talking about hot water, there's no temperature control on it apart from on the mixer tap. The water is, I think it's about 60 degrees or so. it's hot. You will scald yourself. Do not do like I do at home when I'm about to be forced into washing up. Well, I put the hot tap on first, stick my hand under it to see until it warms up. Don't do that. It literally is straight away, and it is very, very hot. Okay, I was talking about what power usage we're going to have. The one down from there is how much electricity we're going to use. Well, clearly it says off, so we're not using any at the moment. So on, 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts, 3 kilowatts, that's the maximum. To be fair, 3 kilowatts is over 13 amps. Probably if you're on a site that's 10 amps, you're not going to that'll blow everything straight away, because it's just how much power we're using on this system alone. Not for the whole caravan, but just for this system. So 2 kilowatts, around about, well, just coming up towards 9 amps. We'll heat up this relatively quickly, or fast enough to be fair, and the hot water, it'll all be done. And then if you're thinking, well, am I going to be able to use the microwave? Am I going to be able to kettle, etc., etc.? Once it's at temperature, drop it down to 1 kilowatt. At that point, you're more than capable of maintaining the temperature in that mode. You also have an option, I'll turn the electric off, to go on gas. So if you're going off grid, you can use gas for the hot water and for your heating. The panel works exactly the same, it just works on gas. You can, if you wanted to heat everything up so rapidly it's ridiculous, you could use gas and electric, but again, probably a little bit of overkill on there. We do give you the book, I will send you the video. Also, if you've got any questions about any of the things in the caravan, give us a call, 01373 752 100, option 1 for the sales team. But that is the Aldous heating system in a nutshell. Not complicated. I probably make it sound, when you try to explain something, it probably sounds more complicated than it really is. I mean, you can set it up, I only had it set up at 20 degrees and water on halfway, 2 kilowatts, turned it down to 1 to maintain the temperature. Never changed anything, except at night I would just turn the temperature down manually. It's kind of lazy. Okay, continuing, right, with the cooker. Yes, it's got one. It's got the Thetford Aspire 2, so it's got 1 electric hob and 3 gas burners on the top. Gas burners will not fire up when the lid is down. However, leave the lid up if the hot plate is still hot. All the controls here, it's just a cooker like any other cooker. There's your sparker. Separate grill and oven. All gas. The only electric part of this is the hot plate. Underneath here, there is a plug. Now that plug, if you're worried about turning that hot plate on whilst or, you know, if you've got kids around or whatever, you can just take that plug out, and therefore you've got no chance of that heating up. You also have down here gas isolators. Actually, Danny, you might need to just pop round to have a look. You see the isolators there? But the instruction of whether they're on or off is on the door itself. So, you know, you can't... I hate to say you can't go wrong, but you shouldn't be able to go wrong with them. Okay, so the fridge, Dometic fridge. I'll turn it off to start with. So, power on and off, that button there. Very simple. First one, electric. As we're plugged into the electric, why not? If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you want to use the gas, press the gas. It's beeping because we've got no gas connected. This one is the code running off, it's not the leisure battery, but off the car alternator. So, as long as the fridge is already cold, that will, if you plug in, if you've got either 2 7s or a 13 pin point on the car, that will maintain the temperature of the fridge. Won't cool it down from the start, it'll just maintain the temperature. Inside, it's a fridge. It's got a freezer compartment, which can come out if you don't need the freezer compartment, but at the end of the day, it's a fridge. Or a glorified beer chiller, that's all. Microwave, yep, it's got one. We've also got area for plates and for mugs. This, the solar panel regulators up here, you've got 150 watt solar panel on here. So a very good strength one, to be fair. Microwave, does microwavey things. Plate is inside at the moment. The recommendation is to travel with that not in there, so put that away safely. Just cupboard space, lots and lots of cupboard space in here. Your cutlery drawer is quite well hidden in there, so that's quite a nice little touch. But just literally stuff, storage space everywhere. There's loads of it. It's really good for that. Area for your TV is over here, but as still going around looking at the storage. See, it's nice. Don't put anything too heavy up here. Got a radio, by the way, a CD player, I believe, in here as well. Look at that, proper. So CD, let's see what happens here. Source, da-da. Always have to tune it in. Various different ways of factoring. Bear in mind, I haven't got the aerial up. It's still picking the signal up, so it's not too bad. But it is a standard radio stolen from a 1998 Renault Megane. Okay. TV point, so you've got your coax point there, and obviously the F-type connector. You've got a 12-volt socket and a 230-volt socket to put your TV in. Okay. Again, storage space. You've got your wine rack. You've got your food rack in there. Plenty of space, and of course, you've always got storage underneath this bench. Lots and lots of it. Okay, there's the ladder for the bunk part. Again, that's all fine. There's not really a lot else. I suppose I better show you blinds, etc. So blinds everywhere. These are just fold down blinds for the front. There's no fly screen on that one because that doesn't open. These have all got fly screens and blackout blinds. Be aware that when you're letting them go, there's quite a spring on them, so take things gently with them. So catches, little push in there, push in and open. Literally just all on the same. Push them down, open them up. Happy days. All right. You'll hear a click. And there they are. Open and drop down. And all close as such. Again, make sure you close them before you travel anywhere. Same with the sunroofs. It's wet, so I'm not going to open it, but push that in, lift, open the sunroof. These open, literally squeeze the handles together and push up. Make sure they're closed. Fly screen, blackout blinds, all over the places. Lots of lights in here, light switches everywhere. These are all individual. It's half the fun you're going to have is finding all the light switches. This morning when I came in here, I couldn't remember where the light switch for the bathroom was. And I was thinking, oh, they're normally not in the bathroom, or it's a drawstring. Is it these? Oh no, that's the awning light here, and the other lights. And I was looking around, I was looking up, and I was going, no, there's no drawstring. Oh, there's a light on there. It wasn't on. I thought I could. They're here. Right, so you've got two lights in here, one for the shower, one for the overhead. So lights everywhere. Not a lot else to show you. When I do the actual, well, when we, I should say, do the handovers themselves, we'll show anything that needs to be shown. Table here at the front, that's quite a nice little part. This pulls out to make the double bed, should you wish to do so. Like I say, the actual opportunities are endless, whether you use singles, double, however. So, this is our 2016 Swift Challenger 530 SE Alder, I should call it, because it's got that written on the back, because it's got the Alder heating. Any questions? 01373 752 100. Option 1 for the sales team. Sales team being myself, Andy. We've got Danny. We've got Sean. Actually, if you've got any questions, ask Sean. No, I can't say that because she'll tell me off for that. But we're here in Westbury. We're on. If you've got any inquiries about anything similar, have a look at the website, wiltshirecaravans.co.uk. You can contact us either the phone, on email, sales@wiltshirecaravans.co.uk. We're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, I think we're on Instagram. And we obviously like people to turn up, come and see us. We're on the West Wilts Trading Estate, 36 Headquarters Road, Westbury, BA134JR. Come and see us. We are almost friendly sometimes, and we might even make the tea. Thank you. Bye-bye now.